Hi Aries, welcome to Sophquest. My name is Spence. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome into the channel if you're new. This is a weekly reading for August 2nd through the 8th. We are in Leo season, as you probably well know, and the big news this week is that at the end of the week we are going to have a new moon in Leo. It's at Lionsgate. So what is Lionsgate? Well, Lionsgate is when the star Sirius is in alignment with our sun and our earth. This goes back thousands of years in lore, from the Egyptians even to Christian mythology, really, about the transfiguration, when we have a lot of light that streams in from the sun and from Sirius, and it's an alignment that really opens up our third eye. We learn a lot, we take in a lot of energy, a lot of light codes, it's DNA activation, it's good for healing, so it's a very cool time, right Aries? Alright, today I'm going to be using these two decks, the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild and the Fenestrich Tarot by Kshatriya. Alright, beautiful decks, I think very apropos for this time. Now this new moon on the 8th is actually between two full moons in Aquarius. We talked about it last week. This is an auspicious time, right? The planet Uranus is shock and awe. That rules Aquarius. And right now we have Jupiter in Aquarius, expanding all of that, big changes on the planet. We do have some very important squares, so the outer planets are making changes for all of us. So I thought Sacred Rebels, right? Because Aquarius is the rebellious planet. And I think the theme right now with Lionsgate is kind of, this is what came to me, okay? It's kind of like, are you a rebel with a cause or a rebel without a cause? Because right now, I think we're all feeling kind of the energy with it. We're wanting to make big changes in our lives. And I don't just mean changes like changing jobs and homes, although I think that that is happening for almost everyone. But it's really internal changes. What do I want to learn? What do I want to learn and do new in my life, right? All right, so first I'm going to pull you a card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and we'll look at the book and see what it says. All right, today for you Aries, I get After the Storm. Interesting. After the Storm. Okay, we're going to read that in just a second, but first, while I lay out your 9 card and I shuffle from the Fenestra, why don't you just settle in with me? Settle in, Aries. Let's do some deep breathing because that always helps to clear our minds, brings down the cortisol level, right? That stress hormone, like I always say. Brings up the serotonin and dopamine. Makes us feel better. Plant our feet firmly on the ground, you know, unless you got your feet up, that's cool. Drop your shoulders and relax, okay? I have shuffled, by the way, for plenty, for both decks, plenty before I turned on the camera. Let me go ahead and pull out your 9 right now while you're doing some breathing and relaxing, and you're settling in with me. And as I take a look at your spread today, I am going to also take a look at the book for the Sacred Rebel card that we just pulled for you, okay? We're going to go horizontally today, we're going to go vertically, and then big picture. So if you want to right now, before you forget, perhaps if you're interested, you might want to hit that subscribe button because I do this every week. Weekly readings for each of the 12 zodiac signs. You can always check my weekly readings playlist as well if you're interested in watching Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Anything you're interested in. All right, let me take a look for you here, Aries. Number 1, After the Storm. Okay. Well, you're the first in the zodiac, so that makes sense, right? I'm not going to read all of this. This is a very, very intensive sort of study and learning book. It really is. It goes very internal. So it's a large message, but I'm going to read the portion that sticks out to me, okay, for you? All right. There might be a thunderstorm about, either headed your way or just passing through. But don't make a thunderstorm mean more than it is, right? You don't have to fear it. You might even feel excited about it. I love thunderstorms, actually. I really do. After all, a thunderstorm is just nature's way of gathering energy together that needs to be released. With a release of tension, relief of freedom soon follows. Often with a fresh perspective and perhaps the gift of a promising, hopeful vision of your future. Isn't that what the planet Uranus really does, right? Rules lightning. That's cool. All right, perhaps the particular storm building within you or around you is causing you to quake in your boots a bit. It might be a storm of building emotions, threatening to erupt or already exploding. Seemingly beyond your conscious control, you may feel an uncomfortable sense of emotional or psychological pressure within, and if something doesn't just happen and soon you fear you may burst, you also may sense that there are forces operating beyond your control. And of course you're right? We're working with the universe here. Okay. This is a creative process, so we need to allow for these wild storms. There will be those precious moments of peace beforehand and the release and revitalization that follows. But the storm in the middle is essential for change, right? It is. This is a natural part of the creative process. I love that for you. Okay, Aries, you know, you're a fire sign. We're in Leo season, right? Leo is fire, so this is sister fire, and that does build up energy inside of you, doesn't it? Right? And we also have Mars and Venus together in Virgo. Virgo is the natural 6th house. Because you're the first sign of the zodiac, it is your 6th house. So you can feel it in your body, right? 6th house is very physical. We feel it. And it's our day-to-day. So if this is a process of feeling restless for you, physically restless, then in the season of Leo, the sun, outside, play, children, laughter, joy, and, you know, self-expression, it might be a really good time for you to do perhaps daily walks and move some of the energy inside of your body so you can transmute that buildup, right? All right, I can see, Aries, that you are looking for something that really does fulfill you with the 9 of Cups under the deck. We're talking about your emotional fulfillment, something you're really wanting to do. And I feel like it's because you have had this feeling of stuckness with the 8 of Swords underneath that. And so you've been dreaming, 7 of Cups underneath that. This is the bottom of the deck where you sit right now, kind of in the subconscious of what's going on within you. Dreaming, but feeling a bit stuck, maybe a little bit hemmed in, or maybe you've been stuck inside, right? Maybe because of COVID, lockdown, depending on where you are in the world. And I think you're really wanting to do something now that feels different and exciting. There's a buildup. That makes sense. It makes sense. We've just gone from the waters of Cancer season into the fire of Leo season, and that's when we do start to build up and feel that sort of fierce fire. That's cool. All right, so let me take a quick look at your 9 cards. I can definitely see that you're on a new path. I think you're really, really trying to work very hard toward financial independence. And there is something coming in here. I think that you're getting your groove. You're getting in the groove. That's what I'm seeing here. I think there might be a really big decision for you, an opportunity. I am seeing that here on the table. You have 4 pretty big major arcana cards. Major arcana are pivotal moments in the hero's journey in the tarot system, right? You've got 4 of them, which is very often about your stability. Where you live, how you live, right? So it can be job, can be home, and moving forward in those things and trying to kind of bust through the things that have kept you stuck and held back. And that process is definitely happening for you right now. This new moon is good energy to move forward and start something that feels inspiring, right? These outer planetary things that are changing everything for us, they're helping us grow. And right now in Leo season, this is so very much our solar plexus, our sun self, where we ourselves are trying to grow. And you have been going through that process now for almost 2 years with Chiron and Aries, right? I mean, we all have, because Aries is the self for everyone in the zodiac. But for you most especially, Aries, you are growing. You have been growing something inside of yourself, facing stuff and leveling up. That's been a big theme for you that I've been seeing for the last 1.5 years, almost 2 years. All right, so let's look at the cards. Across the top, we have the 9 of Wands. This is when you've gone a long, hard road, put a lot of action and a lot of energy into making an effort to get somewhere, to do something. And with the 2 of Wands, standing in front of a new path and saying to yourself, I've put a lot of work into changing something inside myself. I'm ready to do this, to take a new path. Now, because you've got Mars, which is your energy, isn't it? And Venus, which is love, money, the things we value, both in the sign of Virgo for you, your 6th house. This could very much be about a new job, a new career path, but it can also very much be about your health and well-being. Because we have to remember our resources aren't just what's outside of us. It's also what's inside of us, right? I think last week your message was your wealth is in your health. Now, that really takes on both aspects of what we're talking about. So with Mars and Venus and Virgo, I think you're doing that. A new moon in Leo is going to help you get excited about it, okay? So I know it's felt like a struggle, drudgery, difficulty, probably the first half of the year, trying to get to a new place where you can get the energy and the momentum. And that's where I think you are now. You're standing at this path, and maybe you are feeling that revved up, like, oh, I'm in the eye of the storm, it's still going on around me. You know, you're in a cluster. How do I move forward? Well, first you see the path, number one. And you just decide that you're worth it. And you decide that every bit of effort that you put in, both nines are about our singular self. The effort that you put in to doing whatever you're trying to do to be self-sufficient, self-motivated, right? Self-assured, self-confident. That's what this card stands for, the Nine of Pentacles. You're ready to go down that road. It's like you're ready to work on the stuff inside of yourself and make it real on the outside. That's right. This is desire and hard work trying to do something. This is getting it done and doing it yourself and being proud of yourself. That's amazing. And in between, that new path. So that's where you're headed. You're working on this. And you've got 3 nines here. You've also got the 9 of Cups under the deck. This is about really being self-fulfilled. It's very personal for you. And I say that because the 8 of Swords is underneath it. It's personal. You've been thinking about it for a long time. Well, guess what? The ships are coming in card. The 3 of Wands. You will start to see results. If this is about your health and well-being, like you're working out, changing your diet, maybe you're going vegan, maybe you're starting a workout program, anything like that that takes energy and passion and a lot of physical energy, it's a good time for that with this new moon. With Lionsgate, right? You're going to really have the energy streaming in for you to make a pretty radical change in your life. So if you're shifting something that has to do with your health, right? Getting your body in shape, or just feeling healthier, right? Taking care of yourself in that way, you're going to see results. This is the card of results coming in and judgment, a wake up. So a time of decision. I am going to change this. The Judgment card is the center card in your reading today. This is when there's really no going back. It's like you've learned something and now the universe is sending you signs that says you're going to see results. It's time right now to decide I'm not going to go back. And the reason I say not going back is because I'm looking at a card here in the next line we'll talk about. But I think you're making the decision. You don't want to go back. You're going to give all of yourself to it. The King of Pentacles is about diligence, hard work, and stick-to-itiveness. I know that's not a word, but it's that, isn't it? It's tenacity. It's doing it every single day, getting it done, and mastering that, making it real. The King of Pentacles is something that you can count on. So I think you're asking yourself, actually I think you're telling yourself, I'm not going back to the way I used to do things. I've decided I am mastering the way that I work in my life, doing whatever it is that you're trying to do to get the results that you're trying to get. This is a decision to manifest in your life a result because of all of this effort. You're willing to do the work. That's what I'm trying to say. Aries, you are willing to do the work. You're willing. You look at 9 Wands. I'm going to defend it. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to quit, right? Because I'm going to do this. I want to feel great about myself. self-confident, self-assured, right? That's an incredible thing. You're working to feel really good about yourself. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, because the bottom line, Empress, I want to grow. There's something here that is coming to fruition in my life. It will be abundant, even if it's just internal. This part of myself that has been inside myself that I've needed to enhance, to enrich, to impassion myself to do. Well, it's coming. Major Arcana card. It's an auspicious time for you, Aries, with the Chariot, because I'm in the driver's seat. I think maybe in Cancer season, you had that emotional awakening. The emotional awakening to yourself and saying, I'm the one in control here. It's not the outward circumstances of my life, it's actually me. My thoughts, my feelings are driving this chariot. And if I want to drive towards success and achieve the goal I'm trying to achieve, well, I'm the driver, I'm the charioteer, and it's all within me. It comes from within me. That's the Empress. So that way, I can conquer the things that used to hold me back with the Devil card. You're conquering that, right? You're moving forward from it. That's beautiful. Let's go down the diagonal. Down the vertical. So this is really about your self-confidence. It's about taking care of yourself in a way you haven't before. Whether it's mind, body, spirit, it's self-care on a higher level. And that really brings you a kind of independence and self-assuredness that maybe you haven't had before. So the results are starting to come in. You're going to see the results because it's been within you all along. Something you care about, something you wanted to create. That's what the Empress does. She creates, doesn't she? She births like the mother and brings out into the world something from within her. You are doing this to be self-assured. And you're doing it and it's coming in. You're seeing the results. Because you've taken a new path. You made the judgment call. I'm not going back. I'm going forward in my life. And you've got the new moon in Leo to do it. The energy is strong. And Uranus is strong, making these radical changes. So you know what I'm seeing? Do you know what I'm seeing, Aries? You are a rebel with a cause. So Chariot. You're going to drive exactly where you're trying to go. You're going to get to your destination, and this is success. You're driving yourself right to success because you've decided to do so. Judgment. So you're willing to fight for it. You're willing to try hard, and you're willing not to quit because you're making the commitment to yourself. This king is the committed king. I'm committed no matter what. I'm fighting for myself to break a bad habit, to get past what held me back, to not get in my own way anymore. Because I want the self-satisfaction of accomplishing a goal that I've been awakened to. With the judgment, it's an awakening. So whatever the storm was, whatever was in your way, it's just a storm. But it created enough energy, enough of a lightning strike within for you to hear the judgment call. And that's what moves you forward, Aries. And this week, at the end of the week on Lionsgate, I think you're going to get that thrust of energy that you need to get past maybe a hurdle or maybe, to get past the part of the storm, to get out of that. And then the storm clouds clear and you're going to see the results coming in. So I wish you good luck. I wish you well. I hope you have a great Lionsgate. And leave me a comment. Let me know. Please hit the like button if you like the video. And if you're interested in your Sun, Moon, Rising, you can go to my weekly readings playlist. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every single day, Aries. And I'll be here for you next week. Thanks so much for coming to the channel.